have a better...
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job.
Perhaps you could focus.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pill.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that...
Do you know Nurse Doc?
Funny, I've been searching for her too.
Really?
Word is she...
A gun? Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it.
What happened? Did you really...
Hey! I didn't do anything, eh?
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me?
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off.
Do you know Nurse Dart?
Never heard of her.
Goodbye, young man.
Wet boots will be proud of me. Me. Me?
How are you, boy? Do you need a...
Please.
There you go. Let's hope nobody...
Very funny.
Goodbye.
Wet boots will be proud of me.
It's locked.
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your...
I found the recruiter you were expecting.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough.
Free? You may soon find out that you have simply traded one set of shackles for another.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern...
Goodbye, young man.
Wet boots will be proud of me.
Good evening.
On the front.
A gun?
I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lappy.
It's locked, all right.
Seems to get uglier every year.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Bloody heart, boy.
Good evening, miss.
Good.
Actually,
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in...
oh, really?
Ah, my brother has spoken of your...
Tell me,
The region itself is something to see.
what do you think of the local?
Most of them are afraid or desperate.
Is there anyone...
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants.
Do you know...
I don't like to...
competition?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the...
I'd like to see what...
When science fails you, this elixir will give you... faith again. Good evening, my...
Loretta, Your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swanborough's cordial's secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, you could be murdering your customers, who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
Well, as it is a placebo of sorts, perhaps it may have some positive effect.
See? You have to admit I'm doing some good. The Swanborough family is not poisoning anybody, Doctor.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir.
If you're here for a reward...
I'm not here for a bounty.
Doctor, in Whitechapel. What an opportunity. My name's Bates, Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, alive tenants are...
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here.
Why should I be sad?
That's an unusual...
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black.
What help could I...
That's simple. I already get good money from all that.
Mr. Bates, do not make me
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get...
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increase?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
Tell me truthfully, why are you so thankful?
By keeping my tenants alive, she's making me a rich man. Every month they live, it's more coin in my pocket.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high and...
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
Goodbye.
I'd step back, sir.
See them fancy clothes? This one's top! Shit! You'll pay for that, isn't it? Get it! Christ! He's dead!
It's locked. Not exactly a treasure chest. A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Better go home, sir. Stop now! You would fucking burn! I'll tell you!
Hello, young man. I'm Dr.
Sorry, no.
Your father is worried about.
So my father actually worries about me. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So,
I'm not bothered.
how do you feel?
I'm fine.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me?
My father is an
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in White.
Why should I?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says.
Forgive my...
Why should I?
You have...
That's exact...
If life here is so terrible...
I don't go.
So that's why you stay at home.
I'm not afraid of disease or death.
Do you know...
Yes, I know her.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young.
Why are you sad?
Because it hurts to remember.
How was he?
He was nice.
Goodbye.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
It's locked, all right. Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist?
I'm not a
A
journalist.
doctor, you say?
Really?
I'm Joe Peterson.
May I ask what you do around?
I do whatever I want and
According to you, physicians are scared.
not familiar with this, neighbour.
This part of town does have...
Totally.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe?
It's true, I hate this job.
You could leave tomorrow.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
I've always put my son's interest.
You really love your...
He's my pride and joy.
Do you have any...
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife.
Since the criminal nature...
No one will ever take...
Have you heard...
Dorothy Craig.
Could you please tell me...
She's a nice girl.
Good...
You again?
Goodbye, Mr...
Welcome, sir. Please, take a breath.
I am Dr. Reed.
Doctor?
Right then.
Fancy bar.
You never... How is business?
Business? I have no...
I see.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant... You see Whitechapel...
What do you mean besides the epidemic?
violence is in...
Yeah. A few nights
Where did this happen?
in the closed workshops nearby.
Have you been...
No, but that's only...
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Do you mean... you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a...
I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Have you heard of...
Nurse Crane?
Yes, she's a nurse. And...
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the...
That doesn't...
Your precious Nurse Crane.
Goodbye.
I know it's hard to believe.
You again?
How did you become the local...
There's no pride in roughing up.
A job?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys again.
Most people don't become thugs.
I don't care what you...
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis...
Oh, do you really think he's the poor Vic?
Goodbye.
Fancy...
You never... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days...
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer. Good one, even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with him.
It's never easy to find a new path in life.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood...
Nobody would be fool enough to...
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy...
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most...
What troubled him?
Despite being his father's son.
Goodbye.
Pay me a bottle and... Don't be shy, handsome.
I'm not looking for what you're...
All right then, but be...
Christina, have you been examined?
I don't like doctors.
Considering your...
If it is going to happen, it...
You can put your own life in danger, that...
And you think that would worry?
Tell me about it.
Are you joking with...
I have no interest. I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not...
Could this be the...
It is much more than a scarf to me. It is the only thing that connects me to my family and my country. Thank you so much.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself.
Like a secret or a plot. Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm new to...
Dr. Reed.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent?
There's a war going on.
I served in France. Our top priority...
Sir, streets are a battlefield.
What is a journalist doing?
He goes where none of his
So you risk your life to...
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many...
That's quite honorable.
Not at all, sir.
Have you any idea...
I've had to run and hide.
I must confess, some of...
I'll remember to stay away from the district's rough...
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find...
Of course I do. Her story...
Do you think things will ever...
I believe the city...
Goodbye. Good evening, miss. I know what you're thinking. I know you understand what I'm saying. Melia, I know you work for Dorian. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well.
Some of us come to this world...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
No.
If you say so.
Thank you, Doctor.
Are you aware that you're...
But this is where I must be.
I understand.
I don't care.
If some
Well, you first.
What are your thoughts?
Terrible, you say?
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the...
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave.
Most people fail to understand.
I'll leave you... Good evening.
And good evening.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't.
Are you not curious?
That girl has not an...
I fear you are a hope...
Guilty as...
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott.
The place is not beautiful.
Do you not think it a little more...
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of...
What can you tell me?
Not much.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your...
One day, perhaps.
And have you ever tried to learn more about...
Maybe I prefer she remain.
In what way?
The struggle by gaslight. The...
If you say
Such...
Vivid, of course.
Oh, yes? The poignant...
You don't really make a living from your scribblings.
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard.
Still.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my...
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first...
I'll leave... Hello. Tell me about Rick. Very well.
Good evening.
Goodbye. It's locked, all right.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol.
I cannot enter. Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not bothered.
do you need any...
Yes, I do.
You'll feel better.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to...
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or...
Have you tried speak?
I don't go out often, but yes.
But you are not responsible.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for...
Would it ease tensions with your father if he...
Can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped...
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye,
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
You again?
Goodbye.
You again?
Goodbye.